We have a special person leading the pledge this evening. Jordan, would you come out to the podium? And James, you want to come up and... So if you would all stand and join me for the pledge.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Yes, James, I don't think you should sit down either. You're here tonight, I think, representing yourself and also an organization that you're involved in. Jordan, would you go ahead and tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, my name is Jordan Ticktin. I'm 16 years old, and I'm the senior patrol leader, which is like the lead boy for Troop 45 here in Westlake. Troop 45 has been here since 1976. We meet Monday nights at Westminster Presbyterian Church here in Westlake Village, and we're available for boys ages 11 to 17. We do a lot of service projects, Eagle projects, flag retirement ceremonies, stuff from the National Park Service, a lot of different stuff. And we also run traffic control for the Soapbox Derby and the Foxfield Jumping Derby every year. Interesting thing about scouting, across America, in 2010, Boy Scouts put in over 28 million hours of service, which totaled a value of about over $500 million. Other interesting about scouting, about 57% of astronauts were Boy Scouts, 206 current congressmen were Boy Scouts, and only about 5% of Boy Scouts achieved the Eagle rank, which is our highest award, which is about 2 million boys since the very beginning. About 110 merit badges have been earned since the inception of Boy Scouts in America. And it just so happens that today is the 102nd birthday of Scouting in America. My troop, once a year in July or August, goes to summer camp. This one's in Catalina Island. It's called Emerald Bay. We do all sorts of stuff like merit badges, shooting, hiking, canoeing, rowing, nature exploring, all sorts of different stuff. It's a blast. We also go on an outing once a month. This is from Death Valley here in California. And we've been all over. We do everything from a infrequent electronics night where we stay up all night playing video games to later this year we're going to be doing a 50-mile backpacking trip in New Mexico. This one's from Yosemite Valley. We learn independence in Scouts, and we can cook and clean for ourselves as much as we hate to admit it. But by far our favorite outing is rocket launch, where we go to a dry lake bed and we shoot rockets off all day long, and it's a blast. One of the things that a few boys from my troop, including myself, did 2 years ago was we went to the 2010 National Scout Jamboree in Virginia. This was about 50,000 scouts meeting for about 10 days, and we did all sorts of things from scuba diving to having giant stage shows, and we learned a lot of skills, had a great time, and it was awesome. We learned how to pack light and how not to. We learned reverence and to respect and support all religions. This is from a Jewish service. We also learned some scout skills, like how playing with rope is fun. And if this sounds interesting to you, we're awesome, and we're available for boys age 11 to 17. And if someone is interested, just go to troop45.org or come talk to us, and we'd be happy to have you. Thank you.
Fabulous presentation. I'm so proud of you, Jordan. That was so poised. I'm sure there's some questions that my fellow council members might like to ask.
Just one little, and thank you both for being here. I know you were talking about Eagle Scouts, and I think your troop really excels in number of Eagle Scouts per member, more than the average.
I don't know about more than the average, but we've had dozens. I don't know the exact number, but we have quite a large amount. A lot of our scouts get to Eagle Scout.
Well, congratulations to all of you.
Thank you.
Actually, my question I was going to ask earlier, and I'll wait to ask it later. It has nothing to do with scouting. It does have to do with Apple, and I will be calling you, but I'll hold off on that.
What? On how to do that presentation?
Apple, is there an Apple merit badge?
Boy, if there is, I'm sure Jordan's got it.
Computer's merit badge, but I don't have it.
Oh, come on.
Don't need it.
I guess not.
I just have a question for you. How many presidents of the United States have been Eagle Scouts?
A lot.
Good answer.
I think there were two. If I'm correct, I think it's Gerald Ford and Wilson. Would that be right?
Wilson? Wilson, I don't know. That's kind of,
I think he was.
Or 4.
well, if it's 102nd anniversary. Anyway. I'll sit there and figure out how old he must have been, how old a scout he must have been.
I think he was. But anyway, but I think there were two. I was hoping you would know the answer.
And I do have a question for you. Provided you're the ages between 11 and 17, is it ever too late to join Boy Scouts if you haven't done Cub Scouts or you haven't been involved at all, and let's say you're 14 or 15 years old? Is there any disadvantage of joining that late?
Yeah. I didn't. I started Scouts a lot later. I joined when I was about 15 years old, and there is kind of a disadvantage because you don't have enough time. I'm kind of running out of time for my Eagle Scout, but I'm definitely pushing it. So definitely joining earlier, like at ages 11, you definitely have a lot more time to kind of grow into it. But if you start Cub Scouts and all that, you have a lot more of a base. But it's not really ever too late.
That's what I wanted to hear, because I joined late as well too, and I was at a little bit of a disadvantage, but it was a great experience, and I'm sure it still is, and it never is too late to join Scouts.
That's great.
Good, thanks.
Well, thank you, and happy birthday to the Boy Scouts of America. You know, we're just so grateful that you do all the service projects that you do, and